Wow, we sure needed a glass of water for
Yes,
that. So welcome back, and we want to ask how much information is out there about the cashless economy policy. How much do we understand about it? Our second guest will help us break it all down. Join me to welcome Akin Fatunke. He's a chartered accountant and social commentator, amongst other things,
yeah.
with many years of practice. I want to thank you for joining us on this program today, sir.
Thank you very much, John. Helen.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Again.
Good to see you again. And nice of you to have me here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Nigerians, wherever you may be. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, John.
So we will reduce the pleasantries because I'm not too sure that these are very pleasant times for us. We need to address the issues that we have. So, Mr. Fatunke, is it? I mean, in the true sense of it, is there anything like a cashless economy?
Yes, there is cashless economy. A cashless economy is an economy that goes digital, little coins or notes, and so you are taking away from the cost of printing and reprinting dirty notes and what have you. Yes, there is cashless economy, but between there is and what obtains in places like Nigeria, amongst others in the African sub-region, is anything but cashless. It is a farce. It is not true.
It is a farce.
It is a farce. It is not true. It is lying to oneself. It's a heap. Like I see Helen looking heap. Beyond that heap is when you open up our realities that are not smiling. She may smile, but a lot of things that are linked to her, as called linkage effects in economics, are not smiling. They would tear her apart. That gives you in a graphic form to say, is Nigeria cashless?
Okay.
Is Nigeria cashless?
All right.
Yeah. Maybe 1 or 2%.
So from your explanation,
98% are not cashless.
Okay.
Because when you say from your definition, cashless means, there's no cash.
No paper money.
No paper money in any form at all.
There will be paper money, but the use of paper money in day-to-day transactions is not only reduced to the barest minimum, in fact, very negligible.
Yes.
Okay.
As like some 0.1, 0.2%.
Okay.
That is on
so
one
following
side.
from there.
On one side. It becomes cashless if you now have the necessary infrastructures, capacity, training to be able to do it.
I was going to get there because you said we're paying lip service, we're just being hip about it and all of that. Is it because we're not we don't have the technology, we don't have the structure, we don't have the knowledge
and the willingness
and the to go cashless?
I will say rather is you wanting to learn how to drive a car. Okay, so the car is there. You've got to go through the training of getting a driver's license, obeying the laws and rules of how to drive. You must drive on the right and not on the left. If you drove on the right in Nigeria, if you get somewhere else, you must understand the rule will be such that you should drive on the left. But if you just say, well, I own the car, I have the authority to drive that car because I bought it, and you got that car out there on the road, you're going to crash. No. In your crashing, if you took your own life, bad enough, but you are also will now take the lives of others. We have the capacity, we have the training to know that for us to be able to make movement over motion. You must learn some bit of crawling. Okay, bit of slapping here and there, bit of knowing that you are putting your hand, I'm looking at a baby's analog now, your hand in fire, and once you put your hand in fire, it hits you, you will not get there again, and you're able to self-correct. Nigeria and Nigerians are one of the best ever when it comes for you to get the techie trainings. Matsugembe came around, said so. You only need to go. Please don't let us look at Lagos. Lagos is a basket case that we should not be looking at. Go to Abuja. You can go back to a place like Akwa Ibom. In my days, working in the oil and gas mobile, we ensured that the kind of technology you can take to the marketplace, what you call the Silicon Valleys of the Nigerian situation. Again, like I said, I'm not talking about computer center in Lagos. Those ones are even highly sophisticated. Go to Kubwa in Abuja. You see young chaps who may not have gone to school, but they are whiz kids when it comes to technology. We have all that. What has not happened is that we have not put a process in place. One, to teach them, to retrain them, and to encourage them to stay. What we have done basically is to give them enablers to run out of the country, you call it jackpot out, that kind of stuff, to go practice their trades where the factor of production smiles on encouraging them. So that is one. The second aspect, of course, is that there are many people like me. I won't use hell in this time around. We know where we should be going, but for some altruistic, personal reasons, we just don't want it to work because we draw from it our power of Baba Sokpe, they talk here, they talk there. I am Ranka Dede. When you are out of school and you don't have the basic knowledge of education, you are a cannon fodder. You can be sent on errands to go take life. So that is it. So the governance, the structure, and the orderliness to do the crawling before being able to sit and walk, and then the confidence to be able to stand up and then be an ambition that will now continue to win all the laurels.
I'm trying
is what is missing.
I'm trying to simplify all that you've said. Would it be right for me to assume that from what you have said, we the people are ready? The infrastructure is also there, but we simply do not have, or we are deliberately stifling a political will to make all of this work, to lead us towards having a cashless economy.
I will tweak it slightly. Any set of people, not the least, the boisterous Nigerian, the proud boisterous Nigerian, we're always ready.
Yes.
However, the infrastructure is not there, or it's not adequate.
Okay.
And it takes me back to Babangida's era when he started the rural banking thing, and then from Southeast Asia brought the People's Bank. It was to begin a journey of crawling for us to now then say in 2012, yes, we are ready to now then go cashless. Fasten your seatbelt.
Is that a 2020 vision?
No,
2012.
in 2012 actually.
Okay.
Mr. Godwin Emefiele came and said to us, yes, we are ready to go cashless because we don't want dirty notes around. We don't want you to be carrying monies. We can rob you. We want to measure what economists call M1, M2, M3, money in supply, money in circulation, money in tanks, money that has been swallowed by monkeys and all that kind of great idea. We were ready. Nigeria was ready. The Nigerian business sector said that is the way to go. Just like you have your mobile phones. Initially, some people were saying we were not ready at that time, remember? But we said, look, it may cost a little pain at the beginning with competition and education. So infrastructure was not ready. Take this. The survey that was done by the IMF clearly told us in 2021 that close to about 243 bank branches were closed. These are bank branches in catchment areas, which does not measure the whole gamut. So let's even look at the catchment areas. So you look at Lagos, you look at Port Harcourt, you look at Kano,
Abuja.
You look at Abuja. If you like, want to look at Ibadan, you want to look at Onisha, you want to look at
Enugu,
Kaduna,
Calabar.
Enugu. So, okay, let's just take that. In that period, 243
banks were closed down.
Branches were closed down. ATM machines that I know Helen and I will not flash as we have arrived. We go to ShopRite and all that kind of ATM machines close to about 4,000 were cancelled. You had POS, 2 were cancelled. Agents were reduced. All these reductions were for a reason, because the backbone was just not there. The telecoms backbone were not serving as the way we needed them to serve.
Wow.
They were not percolating. And so financial inclusiveness, which is a prime pregnancy to bring a baby, was already going on a downward trend. And then suddenly, from nowhere, we now then say, we are going to go cashless on December 15, 2022. John, with due respect, because we are discussing something very, very serious here, we have decided to take a very serious matter to move the way the whole world moves, and we're just faffing and laughing, and for whatever reason. We decided that we are going to put this vehicle on the road. Great idea, without a without an extra tire. That means you are just not ready, because anything could have happened. And then, of course, Helen, you know, the rest went on to the fact that since 2012, like I said, Sunday 2022, we woke up for very good reasons, it may be, but more political than economics, and they decided that Prince Naira notes, nice one, it's so according to the law.
Are you suggesting
and then
this is an interplay of so many things?
It's an interplay of politics taking its hand and poking it into the eye of people who will be able to take us towards a trend. My point is that if you have not learned how to drive, or if you have just one driver that's going to take a whole lot of so many population, you're going to have some problems. The velocity of you being able to get there is going to be slow. And if you do not ask yourself and look back and say, wait a minute, I do not have the capacity to move all these people the way they should move. What you are going to have at the end of the day is riot. It happened in India. It happened elsewhere. We are aware this happened. Those at the helm of affairs are aware this happened. But in our quest, which is more of the political, as I said, in our quest now then say, hey, wait a minute. Something is coming along. I must now kill Jedi. I must not kill Jedi with a headache that I'm seeing now. Just go ahead and just pull it out. You may disrupt so many things. Politically, we want to say people are going to use money to buy votes and all that. When these people that we are trying to target,
the money is available to them.
So no, it's available to them. They are always one step ahead.
Yes.
They are always one step ahead. And then I talked about money supply, money in circulation. a situation where we have recalled 2.1 trillion, close to 3 trillion of old notes, and we'll not only be able to print 200 billion. John, I do not think I need to go to school to let you know that there is going to be a charm, there's a gap. It will come. We can't continue to now pray and say, no, it will not happen. It cannot. First of all, you erode trust, circulation of money, Helen will take her money. If she can take the money and she can take it back, she would not want to hide it in her kolo. You know what kolo is, John?
Yes,
in her piggy bank.
Yeah, my piggy bank.
And then at the end of the day, work done now becomes nil. Whereas it's done elsewhere seamlessly, structurally, with scenario planning, understanding all the terrain, including things that ordinarily you will not understand, because the Nigerian situation is such that absolutely no problem in 90 days. If the monies were around and all that kind of stuff, well, come on, we can do it. Nigerians are ready, but the authorities are not ready.
Because we hear Nigerian situation. What's peculiar about Nigerian situation? We're talking about changing money. We're talking about cashless. And the population of people in the urban centers are far less than the population of people in the rural areas, if you put it together.
Yeah.
How are these people, you talk of inclusiveness, they are probably not put into consideration at all.
And that is where the selfish nature of the elites, including myself and quite a number of people, come into play. The way we have structured ourselves is that my mother is in the village, your mom is in the village and stuff like that. Okay, I'm the big man in the city center.
So you feed them.
So what I need to do is, mama, papa, brother, or whatever it is, just take
peanuts.
Take little peanuts. We have not sought out to empower them. They don't have electricity. They don't have adequate water supply. Look at the SDG goals, 17 of them, that you expect a modern, a gradually improving society to have. They don't have, they never had. On the back of the revolution that we had in the telecoms, eventually our parents now then said, well, my child, if that is what, let me just take this little bit of phone. Is this what I press? I can listen to you.
Yeah.
Basic technologies, they can understand that. And that took a little bit of time. What has happened now is that we have not thought about them, or our policymakers believe that they just don't exist.
Good.
And of the more than 103 million population, let's even taking the voting population that we have, the vast majority of these people are farmers, herders.
They only remember them during elections.
They do not have banks. They do not have places to go put their money.
Yeah.
Is that an excuse? Maybe no. Is it their fault? Certainly not. So what should we do? We should put them as part of those inclusion. If you now then say, yes, Helen and I are the people we want to target because we live in Lagos. Okay, target us because we live in Lagos. After 2 days of saying we are moving in a direction of cashless, we started seeing queues. We started seeing. Is that not enough? I have a challenge, and this is an elite challenge.
We need to round up.
Are we really saying that we did not see it? Yeah, we say some people have mopped them up. Are we not envisaging that these people are going to mop them up? When you put bars in your house, you don't want armed robbers to come in. Have you not heard that armed robbers come through the roof?
I don't know if this is a case of gross insensitivity.
Like a minute.
Or, because, we talked earlier on about the timing of the new currency and everything. And what it has done, really, it has put so much pressure on our technology, financial institutions to expose their inadequacies in getting things done.
That exposure is already known. The world is a sea page. We have always known we had those inadequacies.
Yes.
And so we were just moving in maybe a little bit of direction, cut your code according to your clock. What this has now exposed is the fact that we want to drive a Cadillac when we don't have roads. We want to drive a Cadillac when we don't have, when
Don't
so
even
many
have
other
the
things are
diesel
not
and the
coming.
fuel.
Well, that,
The insensitivity they are talking about
Yeah.
is not just in cashless. It's in our health situation. It's in our
everywhere.
education.
but that will be
A few
that will-
people are going and smiling to the banks as we speak.
Definitely.
And getting it all. And if
Definitely.
they have a headache, they can always fly out
Oh,
and stuff
yes.
like that and
Oh,
that,
yes.
that,
guiding the rest of us to the
that will
Philistine.
be the topic for another.
I wish we had more time, because I wanted to bring in the role of the CBM, the Chartered Institute of Bankers, you know, if they could do anything in a situation like this. Like John said, we will roll that into the next conversation.
Super.
You know, because we don't see
CIBN,
this, we don't see this
Yeah.
I
flying
can,
of, yeah.
including you and I, you cannot create, you cannot give what you don't have.
Exactly.
You don't have it, you don't have it. So what we need to do is to create that enablers to let us have it, get the measurement, get the data print, let's measure, get our statistics right. That's the way it is done.
Indeed.
So we have
But
not,
just
we
one
have,
or two people
we have,
will just sit down somewhere and then just decide that
We have to wrap up now.
the
We have
best
to-
thing
we
that is
have
good
to
for
wrap.
John is to change his name to Mary.
yeah, we have really not started on this journey. So nice to have you on the program, and thank you for your time. Time does always run, you know, before we go halfway. Thank you very much for coming.
That again. Thank
Yes,
you. It's a
thank
pleasure.
Thanks so much. I'm going to be giving you even shorter notice next time. Thanks so
Thank
much
you very
for coming,
much,
sir.
John.
Thank you.
All
so
right.
much.
Good morning, Nigerians. Let's bear with it.
Okay.
We'll
We
get
have
it
no
right.
choice. We have no choice. So it's still today with John and Helen on Plus TV Africa. And we're moving on to the gym,
Yes.
because we know that this is a time where that kind of exercise probably it serves as as something that distracts you, takes you from the reality of the time, and does a lot for your well-being. So let's go to the
for
gym,
Dolly.
and after that, Pharaoh is
Farah
here.
will be here with her guests. Yes.
And they're looking at a topic that I said earlier on. It was very, very interesting, you know.
So-
We're talking about Nigeria.
Yeah. We'll take that break now.
All right. We'll be back shortly.